In the last week, we saw 3 big game releases: Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of Ronin, and quite possibly the most important game of this generation, Princess Peach Showtime. After 30 hours, I 100%ed the Ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom's latest solo adventure, gathering every sparkle gem, ribbon, beating every boss challenge, found every ninja, and gathered all the optional ribbon outfits and dresses. So let's discuss whether Peach can stand alongside Luigi regarding solo adventures. As always, this review will contain spoilers. The story begins with Peach being given an advertisement for the Sparkle Theater by one of the Toads and decides to visit it. Inside, she and the rest of the guests are trapped by a sorceress named Grape along with her minions, the Sour Bunch. Grape has taken over the theater, and the guardian of the hall, Stella, asks Peach to help stop Grape and save everyone inside. Peach must take part in various plays, playing multiple roles to save the Sparkles trapped by the Sour Bunch. The narrative is your basic stop the evil person, and I'm glad the developers decided to give Peach a unique foe instead of just Bowser being the bad guy, allowing her to branch off into something that's her own instead of being linked to Mario and Luigi in some way. As for Stella, she is mostly just a tutorial mouthpiece, providing information on what is happening and what is needed from Peach. She never leaves your side and never really feels like a proper ally to Peach, similar to Luigi with his Polterpup. She does fight by your side, serving as your primary weapon to defend yourself against the Sour Bunch, but she never functioned as her own character, more like an extension of Peach. As for the rest of the cast, they're there to push the narrative forward. The Sparkers give Peach the necessary skills to navigate each of the plays, or Grape placing barriers in the way of dangerous foes. It's refreshing to see Peach have her own adventure with a unique villain, and highlight her powerful magic abilities, which rarely gets shown in modern Super Mario games. I did wish you could skip dialogue much quicker, and all the cutscenes were skippable, but you need to wait 1 or 2 seconds before the option appears. This becomes painfully apparent when revisiting old stages for optional collectibles, especially in the post-game where you have to revisit each stage in order to collect the ninjas. So I did wish there was more options to skip a lot of the dialogue. You also don't have the option to skip all the dialogue, only certain conversations, which is a bit strange to me because they simply go through the transition way too slow. Princess Peach Showtime is your standard platformer. Peach can jump and use an attack using Stella, which is like a short-range ray attack. The biggest element is Peach's ability to change outfits. During each stage, Peach will don one of 12 unique outfits that complement the stage. The last 2 are only available during the final boss encounter. Each outfit carries a unique ability, such as Sword Fighter allows Peach to dodge and slice enemies. Ninja Peach can hide in bushes, camouflage on walls, perform a dash attack, and wall hop. Cowgirl Peach uses a lasso for long-range attacks and can throw barrels. Pastry Peach can cook cookies and decorate cakes for unique minigame challenges. Dashing Thief Peach can grapple and hack into computers. Figure Skater Peach can skate on ice easily and engage in ice performances. Detective Peach is for investigation challenges. Mighty Peach has a powerful fist attack and can lift heavy objects. Mermaid Peach can control sea life using singing. Kung Fu Peach is engaged in martial arts fights. And Radiant Peach can shoot powerful energy blasts and is only available during the final boss encounter. So that's a lot, and you don't gain access to these outfits at will. Each stage provides an image before entering to highlight what outfit Peach will wear. Some stages require Peach to progress in the stage before gaining access to the outfit, indicated by a glowing star on a floor panel. And in the final set of stages, Peach will start with the outfit by default. All of the outfits are very simple to use and don't go beyond anything too complicated. The stages are designed with simplicity in mind, with the longest stage being around 10 minutes. The developers did include added challenges in the way of sparkle gems and ribbons. Each stage has a set number of sparkle gems, with any duplicates granting coins if you go back to the stage and collect them again. You'll need to gather these to engage with the floor boss. Peach will require a certain number of them before she is allowed to fight them. Ribbons are obtained by saving a unique sparkle found in each stage. As for the standard coins found in every stage, these are used to purchase dresses for Peach and ribbon outfits for Stella. However, some dresses and ribbons are only unlockable by completing post-game challenges and gathering all the collectibles. Peach has access to 40 dresses and Stella has 32 ribbon dresses. Except for 10 dresses, most of Peach's dress combinations are just patterns. I found it weird that the developers didn't even include the starting primary color options for her her set dress, or perhaps dresses from Peach's other adventures such as her white fire flower dress. Stellar's options are just basic color patterns. The options aren't bad, with Peach's color-focused dresses having some great patterns, but I just wish that we got a lot more of them early on in the game. In fact, most of the best dressed options are only available towards the end of the game. The stages themselves are uniquely designed with stage plays in mind. Puppet strings hanging from enemies who are not part of the Sour Bunch gang really lends a lot of great presentation to the overall design of these stages. Entire sets turned in to showcase a change in scenes is also incredible, and spotlights highlighting points of interest. If you happen to go into an interactive spotlight, you can score a bonus stage which sometimes access to a sparkle gem or random coins. If Nintendo were to ever remake Super Mario Bros. 3 for modern consoles, this is what I imagine it would look like. It's a shame that the hub area leading to each stage isn't as decorated as the stages themselves, at least not in the beginning of the game. Peach does gain access to a store in the post-game to purchase decorations for the theater that make it look a lot nicer, but this is only in the post-game content, and I'm not sure why they didn't just include this as options as you cleared stages. It would have been a lot more appealing. The theater itself has 5 floors with 4 stages apiece and a basement with 10 stages. Most of the stages have some sort of central boss that fits the theme of the entire level. What's strange is the developers didn't include a reset checkpoint feature or the ability to exit stages with your loot collected. This becomes a problem because some sparkle gems are only obtainable through certain parts of the level, forcing you to either die on purpose, if that's even possible, or replay the entire stage. The worst is that you have to play through the entire level to keep anything you've collected. For the endgame ninja hide and seek challenge, this is annoying, but more on that later. The stages themselves are really well designed and have you dealing with an immediate threat that complements the play you're starring in, such as taking down aliens in an outer space play, locating a missing mural as a detective, or returning a stolen statue as a vigilante. You can tell the developers had a lot of fun designing each of these stages, and playing through them feels like your own adventure within the overall adventure. If you plan to play through the game while at 100% in it, it will take you around 8 hours to complete, as the game is very generous with hearts and lives. Since coins are plentiful in each stage, death only means you lose 10 coins. If you're still having trouble, the game has an easy mode where you can gain access to a heart charm that adds more health. Basically, you start with 5 hearts by default, and with the heart charm, you gain 8 in total. Each floor ends with a boss encounter with 5 in total. Each one is wonderfully designed and focuses on unique methods of defeating them. For example, Disco Wing requires Peach to launch its own disco balls back at it, and Light Fang is a platforming challenge where you have to avoid its gaze. They're nothing special, but it fits the theme of the game and are incredibly designed to feel like actual boss fights. That being said, the mini boss encounters do get a bit tedious, but fit the game's play's presentation, as each stage serves as an act for the entire play, and they're the primary villains of each of these stories that Peach is acting in. Eventually you'll defeat them. Once you beat the game, you unlock 2 post-game challenges. The first is a 3 challenge for each of the boss encounters that unlock the remaining sparkle gems. All of them share the no damage requirement, but at least one of the challenges require you to do something unique to that boss, such as using a certain number of striped orbs to defeat Spotline. You don't have to complete all the challenges at once and can complete them through multiple runs. The last and the most tedious is finding all the ninjas hiding in all the stages. That's right, you have to go through all the stages and find every ninja in the game. This will test your mettle, as you'll need to replay every stage, usually locating 3 ninjas, with the exception being the basement levels that only have 1 ninja in each stage, and complete the stage for them to count. The ninjas aren't even that hard to find, with some literally being at the beginning of the level. It just feels like a giant time waster, and they just need to add some sort of post-launch content, and this was it. Even the secret dress you get from gathering all the ninjas isn't that great. The other thing you unlock for getting 100% of the game is unique pictures in your album, which I guess is great for thumbnails, but overall I was really disappointed by the 100% completion reward. The game also includes the full soundtrack, which is great, seeing that some publishers charge you extra for this, a model showcase for all of Peach's and Stella's outfits, and the ability to replay certain cutscenes, but not all of them. For example, the speaking cutscenes during the in-game situations are not replayable, which is very disappointing. What is truly shocking about Princess Peach Showtime is the technical problems. The game never crashed on me, but the frame rate issues are impossible to ignore. Except for the introduction cutscene, the final boss fight, and the ending cutscene, the game's frame rate takes a noticeable dip. Even the loading screens can't keep a steady frame rate, which is just ridiculous. Considering that Peach is one of Nintendo's most acclaimed characters, you would assume they would never ship a product with this glaring of an issue. Games like Super Mario Odyssey and Luigi's Mansion 3 ran perfectly, so what is the excuse here? Developer Goodfeel isn't unknown to Nintendo properties. They've developed Yoshi's Woolly World and Kirby's Epic Yarn, so Nintendo is comfortable having them make games with highly popular characters from their library, so I don't get why this is happening. The only reason I can understand that this happened is that the game was rushed out as it launched the same day as 2 other AAA games. I can't find a reason why they wouldn't just wait another week or 2 just to polish up these issues, seeing that, like I stated, the beginning of the game, the opening cutscene, and the finale of the game ran perfectly. Even if this game is directed at kids, they deserve the same level of quality as anyone else. Another problem is that there is no extra save slots. I have no idea why this is a thing right now in modern gaming. If you want to replay the game, you'll need a new profile or erase all your save data. There is no reason for this in this type of game to not have additional save files. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 had save files, so what the heck is going on here? You have technical problems with the frame rate for one of Nintendo's most iconic characters, and you have no extra save files? Like, this is truly ridiculous. There is no excuse for this, and I am actually ashamed that not a lot of people are talking about this. Princess Peach Showtime is a delightful adventure. It's definitely a kid's game, but it has a lot of merit and value to it. There is a large amount of passion that went to this project, especially with the level design, the presentation, the stages, and overall Princess Peach's design. However, and this is the biggest however, the frame rate is simply unacceptable, especially considering that this is a first-party Nintendo game. The game should run flawlessly, and there is no excuse for this. Seeing that the game released alongside 2 major AAA games, meaning that they have ample reason to release this game later down the line, but I guess this was to try and boost their fiscal portfolio. That's the only reason I can think of as being a genuine excuse for this frame rate issue, not to mention the save file issue. Now, I'm not saying that this is a total deal breaker. The game is still absolutely wonderful, and if you want to buy this for your kids, it's definitely a great game for them to enjoy. It has a lot of value to it, and I definitely enjoyed the fact that they tried to give Peach her own unique adventure with different enemies and a unique boss to encounter, and I hope they go down the line by offering and expanded on this, similar to how Luigi's Mansion expanded on King Boo being Luigi's arch nemesis now. So I really hope in the future that they'll put more effort into releasing a fully realized Princess Peach game, because this is definitely a really great starting point, and they can build on this to expand on Princess Peach being a much more solo character that allows her to expand her repertoire, being a much more profound figure within Nintendo's library. Just fix these technical issues, and hopefully in a future patch the game will be the fully realized product that it deserves.
Huh?